From the campus of the University of Alabama, live sports from Alabama's sports team. This is WVUA Sports.
But tonight on Sports Saturday, it's Heavyweight Saturday in T-Town. Could the Tide knock out the top-ranked Cats, or would Cal and the gang lay haymakers to Bama's NCAA resume?
You don't understand what you done got yourself into.
We have the full recap. Plus, a former Tide star is off the mat and headed to the NBA.
Sky's the limit, baby.
Titles are also on the line in the NFL. We have a Championship Sunday preview.
You better shut the hell up. I'm the champ.
Hold on, Bermain. We're getting to you. So get up. Get pumped. Say cheese.
I can't wait. Y'all in for a treat, man. Y'all at the right place at the right time.
That's right, Deontay. It's Sports Saturday, and we're ringing the bell right now. We are hot out of the gate with the Virginia Cavaliers. Why, you ask? Well, with their Saturday win over Boston College, they are one of two remaining undefeated college basketball teams remaining in the entire country. They move to 17-0 on the year. And Jen, you might ask, who is that other basketball team who happens to be undefeated? Well, they were in Tuscaloosa today.
That's right. It was the Kentucky Wildcats. And welcome everyone into Sports Saturday. I'm Jenn Chapman along with BJ Millican. And that's where we will start to stay with our boxing theme of the night. They rolled out the ball, so Bama had punches
A puncher's chance.
Now, Alabama, a perfect 10-0 at home so far this season. First half action, Kentucky will get started with a three-pointer by Tyler Eulis, bearing that one down. And then the Cats would go on a 10-0 run, which included this dunk by Karl Anthony Towns. Takes that one.
That's the one-hander right there. Alabama did cut the deficit to close out the half when Jimmy Taylor is going to find, boom. That was actually Cooper to Taylor. Later, though, in the second half, Bama does get a little spark. Down 14, Rodney Cooper buries it from the tray land. And then off the turnover here, Cooper had a good night. 10 points for him. Ricky Tarrant is going to get the steal. Tide only down 39-30. He goes coast to coast with the layup. But you know what, Jen? Kentucky, very good. That's as close as Bama would get. The Cats put it on Bama today, winning 70-48. That's why they're number one, folks. Here's some of the ugly numbers for the Tide, being out-rebounded 30-21. Tide bench outscored 37-16. Levi Randolph led the way for the Tide, 13 points. Rodney Cooper contributed 10.
For more on Alabama's big home loss to the top-ranked Cats, sports director Gary Harris has this report from Coleman.
Alabama came into this game looking for a marquee victory, and no win would have been bigger than one over the top-ranked and unbeaten Kentucky Wildcats. But the Cats started fast. Alabama trailed 35-17 at the half, cut it to 9 early in the second half, but then Kentucky spurted out, and it was game, set, match. The Cats win it 70-48 on Saturday afternoon over the Crimson Tide.
They're obviously number one team in the country for a reason. You look at the size, the length, their ability to defend. It was difficult to find quality shots against them. I thought in the first half that was probably the difference in the game. They were able to extend their lead.
We always had a mindset of playing a 40-minute ball game, so we just came out and fight. And we could take that stretch, we made that run and play the whole 40 minutes like that. We're a tough team.
They do a side pick and roll, which was bothering us. They got a dunk out of it, and we started switching. The issue is you got a 5'9" guy guarding a 6'10" guy. But we were able to pass him off a couple times. Our point guard fought for a minute, and when they swung the ball, we got back to people. That's great communication. And they shot a pretty high percentage. I mean, they shot 45%. That's one of the best anybody has shot against us.
Anthony Grant always says the next game is the most important one. That will be Arkansas on Thursday night before Alabama returns home here to Coleman Coliseum next Saturday afternoon for a big one against the in-state rival, the Auburn Tigers. Reporting from Coleman Coliseum, I'm Gary Harris, WVUA Sports.
Thanks, Gary. Here's the road ahead for the Tide. They get a nice 4-day break to mull this one over before traveling to 19th-ranked Arkansas on Thursday, then a quick turnaround home against Auburn on Saturday.
You know, Kentucky, Jen, is the cream of the crop in the SEC right now, possibly the entire nation. So who else is in the mix? How about the Florida Gators, who came into Saturday's game against Georgia with a 24-game SEC winning streak? Billy Donovan may not have the best team this year, but one of 2 SEC undefeateds at the start of the day. He didn't like this start, though. Kenny Gaines buries the 3 for Georgia. 12-zip. Before we even got in our seats, Gators in a heap of trouble, but Michael Frazier doing all he can to hang in there. The layup goes back the other way. The Dogs turn up the D. J.J. Frazier from way downtown Marietta hits it. Frazier, 3 of his 11. Dogs snap Florida's 24-game SEC win streak with a 73-61 win. How about Auburn in the nightcap hosting South Carolina? A tight one late. Gamecocks up 5, threatening to pull away until KT Harrell. Bam! The rare 4-point play. Auburn is back in business. 24 points for KT. Under 4 to go. Tigers led by a point, but watch Sinmian. I want to call him Cinnamon because he's sweet. Big man, got to eat. The rebound, the putback. Auburn, a come from behind, 71-68, win at home. Jen, I'm fired up.
All right, Texas A&M on the road at LSU. And time was expiring in the first half. Keith Hornsby gets his 3-pointer to go. The Tigers with a 40-32 halftime lead. Second half, the Aggies showing their outside game. That's Daniel House knocking one down. And then with only 22 seconds left, House hits the jumper to give the Aggies a 1-point advantage. Hornsby won't be as fortunate as he was in the first half. No go at the end of the game, and the Aggies come away with a 67-64 win. Other SEC scores: Mississippi State by 3 over Vanderbilt. Tennessee tops Missouri. Arkansas was down by 12 points to Ole Miss at the half. BJ, do you got an update on that one?
They still lead 72-61 in the second. Hey, some good news, Jen. For a former Alabama hoop star, JaMychal Green signed to a 10-day contract by the San Antonio Spurs on Saturday. JaMychal was averaging 23 points and 10 boards per game in the D-League this year. That's great for him. He was fun to cover here at Alabama. He was a good one. Still more to come on Sports Saturday.
And that includes news on a former Tide player from the NFL.
Right.
Plus, we'll preview Championship Sunday. The Pats, Colts, Packers, and Seahawks all trying to reach Super Bowl 49. Go Pack Go. That's coming up on Sports Saturday when we return.
See what you did there.
He was inactive for the Colts divisional playoff game last week, and once again, Trent Richardson finds himself out of the Colts' biggest game of the year. The former Bama running back didn't make the trip to Foxborough for the AFC title game due to personal reasons, and chances are we've seen the last of Trent Richardson in blue and white.
Yeah, probably so. But hey, you know what they say, the show must go on, and that it will. The AFC title game features the Colts visiting Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. You know, Tommy, he's in his 9th AFC title game. I'm calling him Tommy because we're tight.
I just smiled at that.
They are prohibitive favorites to reach their 6th Super Bowl in the Belichick-Brady era. Meanwhile, Colts coach, that's hard to say, Chuck Pagano took an interesting angle. Listen to this, Jen, when he was asked about how his team is focusing on this game.
It's like the archer that shoots for nothing. He's got all the skill in the world. If he shoots for a brass buckle, he gets a little nervous. If he shoots for a prize of gold, he goes blind. He may see 2 targets. He loses all his skill. For us to, focus on winning, and what could be, we go blind. See a little, see a lot. See a lot, see nothing.
Love it.
Now,
I like that.
I think he might have been reading Robin Hood or something. I don't know. Buckles, gold. I don't know how that relates to football, but here are the particulars of that game tomorrow. 2 active ex-Bama players in this game, Hightower and Chapman, and even a former West Alabama Tiger, Malcolm Butler, for the Patriots.
Well, as for the NFC, it's the Packers traveling to the Pacific Northwest to face the defending Super Bowl champs, the Seattle Seahawks. A big question mark heading into this one, the health of Aaron Rodgers, and he addressed that yesterday.
We'll see how it feels Sunday. I mean, it's been something that I've dealt with for the past couple of weeks. It's painful. There's stiffness involved. There's constant, round-the-clock treatment. So just hopefully it feels pretty good Sunday.
The game is the leadoff spot Sunday afternoon. Former Tide players Eddie Lacy and HaHa Clinton-Dix will play big roles for the Pack, while James Carpenter and Kevin Norwood will strap it up for Seattle.
You know, a lot of players are trying to get where those guys are, and for many, that starts at the Senior Bowl. Auburn tight end C.J. Uzomah accepted an invite today, bringing the number of Tigers in this game to 6. Alabama has 4 players heading to Mobile.
Jim Harbaugh went from the NFL to college, and now he's bringing another former Wolverine with him. Tyrone Wheatley will coach running backs at Michigan. He spent the last 2 seasons with the Bills. A big reason this is important, his son Tyrone is a junior tight end prospect with Alabama as one of his final choices. So
his dad was good too.
Do you go play for your dad? Do you go to the school?
I wouldn't blame him at all.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. They had a lot of recruits here tonight, but I'm not supposed to say anything about that. Anyway, I would have a hard time believing he wouldn't follow Dad to Ann Arbor. We're wrapping up Sports Saturday next with a whole lot of trash talk from one Deontay Wilder. Stick around. We will be right back with some more Sports Saturday, won't we?
Correct.
Duke's Mike Krzyzewski, I mess that up every time. 3 wins short of 1,000. Duke facing Louisville today and Wayne Blackshear, making it tough to get any closer. But the Dukies can do it too. The Dukies doing it big. That's Jahlil Okafor, the monster dunk there. And you know what? Duke ended up getting the big-time win. Duke is always at the top of the mountain in college basketball. Deontay Wilder trying to get to the top of the mountain in a little sport known as boxing, one of the oldest sports in the world.
Yeah, Olympics
Fighting,
and everything.
Essentially.
Well, the T-Town native, so I don't know if people know this. This guy is from Tuscaloosa. He trains at the Tuscaloosa YMCA.
That's right.
Could be bringing home the WBC heavyweight belt tonight. He faces off against the current title holder, Berman Stavern. Wilder doesn't lack confidence. He has had a lot to say leading up to this fight. He's even given a prediction earlier this week.
Prediction too. I mean, I would give.
I like to talk because guess what? I'm not scared to talk because I can bag it up. See, he's not talking because he's afraid what's going to happen comes the 17th. He's afraid that if he say too much, that he's going to be let down by himself, that I'm definitely going to knock him out. He knows that I'm not playing. He knows that I'm not no pushover. He knows that I'm just not no light fighter. He knows that in the back of mind, no matter what his trainer or what his manager may say to him or put in his mind, he knows. He's scared. He should be because I'm coming to hurt him. I'm coming to hurt him.
Nice.
Gotta love Deontay. He is not lacking in confidence, and we will have. Go ahead. I'll let you read that.
We'll have those highlights tomorrow, and
that's right.
We may have a Tuscaloosa heavyweight champion.
Big time. He's 32-0 right now. Could be 33-0 tomorrow with the belt. You had some late-breaking news.
Yes, we had some late-breaking news that Shelton State Community College won their 8th straight national championship in cheerleading. Congratulations to those ladies. Way to go, and we may have highlights of that tomorrow night as well.
That's right. And before we go, let's look at some video. You know, we've all heard of cheeseheads. These are the Eddie Lacy-inspired, what are they called?
What are they?
Shedlocks. Shedlocks.com if you want some. Tune in tomorrow. We've got all the NFL highlights and more on Sports Sunday. Good night, everybody.